So the Jewelers Masterclasses kind of came about because many people had done diplomas with us. So had done a diploma in silver, the fine jewelry diploma, the advanced diploma, and then they were like, what's next? And the same with me. I was like, oh, what's the next thing that we can like develop and learn? And that's where the masterclasses came about. So the idea is it's an advanced level class that you can take. It's similar to the diplomas in some way in that there's support and the tuition and all those kind of things, but it's not a new project every week. It's like a big, chunky, juicy project that you work on for a couple of months. And I think for me, the idea behind it is that certain projects, when you get to this level, you do need to spend a few months on them. And it's like making them and then making them again and then making them again. And maybe it's the third, fourth, fifth time that you actually feel like, okay, I've got this. And a lot of you guys are running your own businesses and are quite busy. So it's something you can fit around that and it's very flexible. But I will get into it all. And like I said, please feel free to use the chat to ask or just share anything that you'd like to throughout the session as well. Or just come and say hi and let me know where you're tuning in from today. It's always nice. I should let you know I'm tuning in from the new jewelry school in Brighton, which is very exciting. You can see some of the benches behind me. It's like gradually coming together. This month we're kitting it all out, testing it all, getting ready for our classes, which start at the end of this month. So exciting times. Brilliant. Okay, so let's get into it and hear about the Jewelers Masterclass series. So this is an exciting year of stone setting masterclasses. The focus is really on stone setting, but really different types of stone setting. So it will develop lots of different skills, and it's for advanced level jewelers already who are looking to progress. So if you are new to jewelry making or you'd like to take your first steps, then I definitely recommend checking out the other diploma programs first, but this is a perfect follow-on from the advanced diploma. So anyone who doesn't know me, hi, I'm Jessica Rose. I started Jewelers Academy, gosh, I think about 7 or 8 years ago now. And we train people from all over the world in jewelry making techniques online with professional online courses. And we also are opening a school, as you can see behind me, to teach people in person. And we used to run the London Jewelry School, which was in London, where we trained over 40,000 jewelers in person as well. So everything we do is about supporting jewelers to learn their making skills and also learn business skills so that they can enjoy what they make and build profitable businesses from it as well. And if you're new and you want to come and say hi, please do. And then I guess the question I had when I was thinking about, these masterclasses and who they are for is if you feel like you're ready for a new challenge. I feel like it's a really nice new project. It's something to get your teeth into. If you're feeling a little bit stuck with your making, or perhaps you've done structured courses with us before and now you're not doing them and you're just on your own doing your own things, it's like a really nice way to have some more structure and some more accountability in all of those things. And most importantly, you want to learn some advanced stone setting techniques and do it with a crew of us, because that's exactly what we're going to do. So today I'm going to share a bit about what the Jewelry Masterclasses are. So we'll run through the 3 different classes and how they work, the level of support available, we'll look at the projects, who the tutors are, and of course answer any questions. And I can see there's a few people saying hi in the chat. So Anna's joining from Edinburgh, Mel from sunny Shropshire. Hi Mel, jewelry school looking good, awesome, thank you. Shirley says hi everyone, I'm in Galway in the west of Ireland. Congratulations on the new jewelry school, thank you. And Monster says it's a joy attending the masterclass. Awesome. And Carla says, hi, I'm in Kent and I look forward to visit the new school. Oh yes, you're not far from us. You'll have to come and visit. Love that, Carla. Okay, so the masterclasses are 3 different classes. They're running now from February to December. We did have an intake last term and we have an intake this term. So if you're already on the intake, you'll be on masterclass 2 now. But I'm going to assume that this is mostly people who are new. So the first masterclass will start next week on Wednesday, which is very soon, very exciting. And that will run, they run for roughly 2 months a class. And that will run from February through to April. Then there'll be one April through to June. We'll take a break over the summer. And then there'll be one from October through to December. So you do have time to work on the projects, but at the same time, it's good to work on them because they take a lot of time. So the 3 classes run all online, all remotely, roughly 2 months per class. We have various lives during that time with the tutors, with the masters who've taught the classes. There's also a Facebook group where you guys can interact and ask questions, get support, share how you're getting on. And that is essentially how it runs. So the first masterclass coming up, which is the one that starts next Wednesday, is Fishtail setting with Scott McIntyre. So Scott is a master stone setter. He is incredible. Anyone who's not learned from him before, he's not only just an amazing setter, but he's a great teacher as well. And he has some real humor that he brings to his teaching style, which brings a little bit of lightness to it, which sometimes we need when we're working hard away at these things. So a fishtail is a type of setting that is used usually for micro stone settings. So I would say mostly it's used for like 3 mil, 2 mil, or potentially even smaller if you really like doing delicate detailed work. You can use it on rings, you can use it on halo settings, you can use it on bars. We have 2 projects that we're covering in the fishtail setting class. We're doing a bar pendant and a halo pendant as well, and I'll show you both of those in just a moment. So if you've done any castle setting before, there's some similarities there. If you've done pave setting before, there's also some similarities there. So it's that kind of style of setting, lots of drilling holes, lots of creating seats for the stones. But the fishtail is a little bit more complex because we are using the gravers to create this beautiful kind of fishtail, I suppose, shape. And it's just a very classic setting. It's something that people might have in an eternity band or an engagement ring or just a really kind of special piece. And I think in terms of jewelry skills, it's just a brilliant thing to feel like you've mastered because it's really decorative and quite classical. So you can see some of the fishtail setting in the picture there. And the first project that you'll learn from Scott is the bar pendant. So you'll start with a big chunky piece of wire, and you'll be drilling out your holes, creating the seats for the stones before setting the stones, and using the gravers to create the fishtail setting. So that's a really nice one to get you started and feeling confident with the setting style. And then we move on to something a little bit more advanced from there, which is the halo pendant. Now, we've done this as a pendant, but of course, once you know how to do a halo style, you could do it as a ring or any kind of piece of jewelry that you choose. So what's really nice about this is you'll learn how to create a big setting in the middle with the fishtail setting around the edge. And Scott actually shows 2 different styles. One that's more of a U setting, so it's not actually a fishtail technically, but it's very similar. And then the classic fishtail. So if you look at the pendant on the left, the sort of green and pink one, you probably can't see from that angle, but it has a U setting. So it's giving a sort of a different option because perhaps not every piece that you set like this you'll want to do in the full fishtail. And then on the right, you can see the fishtail. It's almost like a love heart. So some people say like they're frustrated that it got called fishtail because it can sound a little bit strange. But it's just a really beautiful kind of decorative setting using the gravers. And what's interesting about this is when you work in a halo style, because it's not straight line, the way that you set the stones needs to be thought about in a bit of a different way, because obviously the inner circle is smaller than the outer circle. So it's sort of some things to consider there. Also, when you're setting a large central stone and little stones around the edge, thinking about the order in which you set things and how you can protect both stones whilst you're setting the other stones. So lots of things to think about, but definitely an achievable project, especially if you enjoy this type of setting. So I'm excited for people to have a go and to see what you guys can make of it. So like I mentioned, this is your tutor. His name is Scott. He literally wrote the book on stone setting, so there couldn't be anybody better, I don't think, that you could learn from for this. And you can see one of his epic rings there. Scott is a setter. He loves stone setting. It's kind of what he does. So you'll be having 3 live sessions with him throughout the course, because as well as having the professionally filmed video content, which will be released next Wednesday. And I would say for anyone who's done our courses before, these masterclasses are bigger. They're more videos. It's going to take you longer to watch them because they are masterclasses. So whereas before you might have had 4 or 5 videos, some of these are like 9, 15. I think April's might even be 20 videos. So that's why we're giving you a couple of months to work through them rather than a week or 2 like in the diplomas. So we've kind of considered how much time you'll need to be able to fit them in. So this course runs from February to April. You will have lifetime access, so of course you don't have to finish it by April, but I recommend following along with the program, because not only will you be learning together in a group, but also you'll have the live sessions. So it's a good idea to go away, practice, come to the live sessions and ask Scott, or share what you've been up to, or share your challenges or any of those kind of things, because he can help with the troubleshooting during the live sessions. And of course, we'd love you guys to come share in the Facebook group how you're getting on, what's going well, what tools you're using, all of this kind of stuff. So Ian Sainsbury, who has completed a couple of diplomas with us and is quite well known in our community, is managing the Facebook group this term. So he will be in there most days, just checking in, checking how everyone's getting on, asking questions and providing support for anyone who needs it or just would like to have a chat with someone else doing fishtail settings. So that's the first one. If you have any questions about it, ask away. And then I'm going to move on to talk about the other projects. So, this is so beautiful. I love these. So this is the second masterclass in the series coming up. For some of you, it will be the third if you've already done the first one. And this is making a tiara wedding band with April Dace. So the tiara wedding band is the wedding band underneath. So here you can see a set, the engagement ring. We are assuming, if you're taking this class, that you know how to do the engagement ring, like a claw setting. And so we are covering the tiara band, which goes underneath. So April teaches 2 different types of tiara bands. Tiara bands are so popular. I think they are beautiful. They are like tiny, tiny claw settings. In this example, she's used diamonds, salt and pepper diamonds, and she's got a pear shape in the middle and 2 rounds either side, which is quite classic for a tiara band. April will teach you how to create the whole band from scratch, how to solder on the tiny baby claws, how to measure it all out, and how to set the stones. And yeah, it's just so lovely to watch. And April is another, I mean, I feel like I say this about all the tutors, but just incredible jeweler. Her work is so detailed. She's so generous with explaining things. We actually took so long to film this class that we had 2 days scheduled, and then we've booked in another 2 days. Like, she had to come back to do the other 2 because we were like, she just wanted to share more things. So there's so much value and detail in this course, and she doesn't skip anything. She's literally doing every step. So you'll be watching every step with her. So like I said, there's 2 projects. So the first one is a 5 stone tiara claw setting. And you can see here that you can obviously apply it to different metals, different types of stones, but you'll be working with a pair in the middle and 2 rounds on the side. And also thinking about how you would shape it around an engagement ring, because it's really important when you are doing these things. It may feel like obvious, like, oh, of course it will shape round, but it needs to fit really nicely and really snug. So April will kind of cover looking at that as well, because often someone might bring you an engagement ring and ask you to make something around this, or they might ask for a set, or they may have already got the engagement ring from you and want to get the wedding ring from you as well. And of course, I mean, it takes long enough to do one of these, but you could even do one on the bottom and one on the top to make a whole trilogy kind of series, which is just all the bling, all the bling. So that's the first project, and I'd say that's the most complex project. But we wanted to cover a different type of setting as well with tiara bands. So the second one is the Collet tiara band. So this is a slightly simpler one, but still really, really beautiful and quite complex as well. So for example, if someone came to you or you'd made an engagement ring that might have been a round collet or a pear collet, they might want to have collets settings to go with it. So this is a 3 collet tiara band, and making it work so that the 3 work together and are symmetrical and are all set well is definitely a little bit of a challenge. So this is quite a fun one, and thinking about how the band again will fit underneath and how to create the shape in the band. So lots of technical detail there, lots of things to learn. And this is April. You can see her there in her workshop. April has been part of our community for a little while. But yeah, this is the kind of style that she does a lot of. So you can see on the left one of her tiara bands, which has a bajillion stones in. So once you master this technique, you know, there are places that you can take it as well. But go slowly with yourself, especially if it's your first tiara band. It is challenging. It does take time. There's a lot of detail in there. But I think you guys are going to really enjoy learning this project. I know I loved watching it being filmed, and I ordered all the stones and I was like, I'm ready to go. I want to do it. So this class runs from April to June, again, approximately 2 months. We still have 3 live sessions. So the live sessions tend to run at the beginning, sort of a week or 2 in after you guys have had a go at some of the techniques, one around the middle of the 2 months and one at the end. And of course, we'll have the Facebook group as well. And that class starts on Wednesday, the 23rd of April. So it's just after kind of the Easter holidays here for the summer term. Then the third and final masterclass, which we've already run once last year, and this will be after summer. So it will run from October to December, kind of early October to December. And this is the Decorative Collets class with Anelia Kuprina. And I loved seeing what people made in this class last time. So this is looking at big stones. So far, we've looked at little baby stones, and now we're looking at big chunky stones and how we can set them in collets. So it's the same kind of level of support for all 3 masterclasses. You have the 2 months, the 3 live sessions with Anelia, the Facebook group. So the projects in this one are, first up, the geometric hexagon ring. So this covers lots of techniques, but really we're focused on the collets and how we can pierce out in our collets, how we can create decoration in there. I think as you get to a more advanced level, you're looking at more of these technical details of like, okay, I know how to, I know how to do a collet setting. I know how to make a ring band, but how can I add another layer of complexity? And piercing out is really what we focus on at this class. We do expect you to know how to set a collet before doing this class. So we're not teaching in detail the setting. Anelia does set one of the projects, but we're assuming that you can set a collet. So it's more focused on the creating the settings and how we can do the mount making. The second project is the Marquise earrings. So this has its own challenges as well. I think a lot of people really went in with this project. So Anelia's done all these templates for us. There's some botanical ones, there's some hearts, there's some more geometric ones as well, where you can create your Marquise shape. And then, of course, with earrings, the challenge is making sure they look roughly the same. There is a little gap between our ears. They don't have to be perfectly the same, but we should look similar. And then, of course, setting some beautiful Marquise settings in there. And finally, the domed pendant, which is actually the most challenging, I think, of the 3, but people gave it a go and did a great job with it. So the reason why this one is more challenging is because you're marking out on a domed surface. So the other 2 are flat surfaces. But it is really interesting to think about how you would mark out on a domed surface. And I love this pen. I wear it every day. I wear this one every day. Absolutely love it. So again, there's a few different patterns and styles that you can explore with. And if you know, you can use Anelia's patterns, but if you want to, you can, of course, expand and use your own too. So the tutor for this course is Anelia Kuprina. Anelia is another hugely talented jeweler. You can see one of her beautiful rings there. And just like the other tutors, she's super knowledgeable, super approachable. She loves helping students. And yeah, she'll just be delighted that you'll be making her project and excited to help teach you guys. And I know a lot of you will know Anelia already, and Scott as well. I think April will be new for most people. In terms of the tools and materials, there aren't kits or anything for this class, but we have a full list. So you can download those and have a look through. There's no huge additional tool or material outlay if you've done the diplomas with us. It's just the natural kind of follow on. There might be certain burrs or little tools that the tutors recommend that could help, but there shouldn't be like a huge additional, you know, piece of equipment that you need to get, anything like that. You'll already have your pendant motor. It's really important for all of these settings. You know, your general workshop tools, and you may decide to invest in some things at a higher quality if you want to, but it's not necessary. But I do recommend checking out the tool and material list just to make sure that you are happy with it. But again, you've got a bit more time, so you've got a few months. So if you sign up and you check out the videos on Wednesday, you can order the stuff on Wednesday. It will come in a couple of days and you can get started. So it's not like the diplomas where you need it for that week. So you've got a little bit more time. In terms of how you'll learn, you'll have the in-depth video lessons, which you'll have full course notes for. They're all professionally filmed from lots of different angles, so you can see the nice juicy close-ups, and you'll have ongoing access to those to come back to whenever you like. The technical making support, we have the 3 live Zooms with the course tutor, and there'll be replays available for that. So if you're unable to make them, you can watch the replay. You can also ask questions in the Facebook group, which they can cover in the Zooms if you can't make it. And of course, there'll be the Facebook group where Ian will be in there kind of hanging out, and he has contact with all the mentors. So if you need any technical support from them, that is the best place to go as well. In terms of what skills you need before you start, it is a recommended follow-on from the advanced diploma. So if you've completed the advanced diploma, then you definitely will be fine with this course. If you haven't, then it is important that you are confident in collet setting, in round and shaped stones, in creating the collet and setting the stone. The reason why is we just assume that you know this, so we won't cover it. I recommend that you've tried castle and or pave stone setting techniques before, some kind of micro stone setting before the fishtail. It does say castle and pave, but I think if you've done either, it would be fine. And that you can confidently make and set a 3 stone claw set ring from scratch. April's Tiara band is a 5 micro claw ring. So I would recommend that you can do 3 kind of standard, a 3 stone set claw standard ring, just so that you're not jumping too far ahead. Because if we jump too far in one go, we can become disheartened and feel like we're not good enough at it. So that's what I'd recommend the level is before you approach those 3 projects. In terms of the course 3, each course is $399 for the masterclass, which covers lifetime access and all the live support and the Facebook groups and everything. But you can save if you get the bundle. So we always recommend getting the bundle where you get all 3 together. So that is $797 for the 3. And we have a payment plan to make it more affordable. You need to sign up by the 11th of February, which is in about, I feel like it must be a bit more than a week. It's not quite February yet. Maybe 12, 13 days away, but it's nearly February. I feel like it's February tomorrow. I think it is February tomorrow. So anyway, sign up by the 11th of February to get the masterclass bundle. And the payment plan, there is a 10-month payment plan, which is £80 a month. So you can really spread the cost with that. There are limited spaces because it is a kind of masterclass. We don't want to have millions of people in there. So if you do want to sign up, I'd say sign up as soon as you can. And of course, we start on Wednesday. So the sooner you can join, the better. You can start looking at your tools and materials, get things ordered, get on your way. And I think that's everything that I have to share, but I wanted to just show you the projects and talk through them a bit more and see if it's going to be the right next step for you. And I'll have a look and see if there are any questions. I can see there's been some things happening in the chat. Mandy says, what level would someone need to be at to make these skills? We all know we doubt our skills, yes. And I think Anna kind of went into it a little bit more in detail as well. But I think it's the balance, isn't it? Because you definitely want to challenge yourself. Like it shouldn't feel like, oh, I could easily do these. But you also want to make sure that you know enough that you're not going to feel really stuck. So hopefully with what we've shared, that has helped, Mandy. But if you have any questions after the class, or you want to sort of show us your pieces and show what level you're at and for us to help you make a decision, then you can always drop us an email. You can email me, jessica@jewelersacademy.com, or you can join us on Instagram at Jewelers Academy and share as well. Mel says, are you running any of these again later in the year? Timing's not quite right for me yet. Yeah, so we have April's one in April. And then the next intake after that will be in October. So yes, is the short answer. Anna has shared the enrollment link. Although I would say, I feel like this is a really good course to start on. For me, the Fishtail was probably the easiest. And I'm always a bit dubious about saying which is easy, which is hard, because it depends what you've done before. But I think because there's not loads of solder joins. I guess it depends what you find challenging, but there's not a load of solder joins with this one. There are some if you're making the halo setting and especially if you're turning it into a ring. But it's more about drill and burr control and using the gravers and setting the stones, whereas the decorative collets is a lot of piercing and setting, and then the tiara is a lot of detailed, intricate soldering and setting. So there we go. That's the info. But you can do it, you know. I think especially if you feel like, yeah, I've got those skills behind me. We all definitely doubt ourselves, but you can do it. Carla says, will you be running these every year? We're not sure. We're just going to do them basically until people don't want to do them. So definitely this year, probably next year. We can't think beyond that. I've just about got the plan for the weekend ahead. So that many years in advance is far too much. But I think, you know, whilst people want them, we're going to be offering them. But if the groups get too small, then we'll probably put our efforts into something else. So I don't think we'll run them forever, but really enjoying running them for now. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. Lovely to see some familiar faces. And yeah, just looking forward to seeing some of you inside the masterclasses and at Brighton as well, if you can come. I know it's not close enough for anyone, but for everyone, but would love to see you here too. And best of luck with your making. Have a lovely weekend and we'll speak soon. All right, bye for now.